For this problem, we're going to solve the derivative of hyperbolic cotangent of x. Let's start by rewriting this as the derivative of hyperbolic cosine of x divided by hyperbolic sine of x. In order to solve this derivative right here, we're going to have to use something called the quotient rule. You use the quotient rule whenever you want to take the derivative of something of this form. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to have, I'll just write it out first. This little prime sign here just indicates that we're taking the derivative of f. So we're going to have g equal to hyperbolic sine of x. Now the derivative of f is hyperbolic sine of x minus f, which is just hyperbolic cosine of x, multiplied by the derivative of g, which is just hyperbolic cosine of x. And this is going to be divided by g squared, which is just hyperbolic sine of x all squared. We can rewrite this as hyperbolic sine of x all squared minus hyperbolic cosine of x all squared divided by hyperbolic sine of x all squared. We can't really simplify the numerator. Let's go ahead and rewrite the numerator in its exponential form and see if we get a simpler expression. So we're going to have e raised to x minus e raised to minus x divided by 2 multiplied by the exact same thing minus e raised to x plus e raised to minus x multiplied by the exact same thing again. So this is just the exponential representation of hyperbolic cosine of x, and this is just the exponential representation of hyperbolic sine of x. Notice we have a 2 times 2 here and a 2 times 2 here, so we can factor out a 1 over 4. And we're just left with e raised to x minus e raised to minus x multiplied by itself minus e raised to x plus e raised to minus x multiplied by itself again. So we're just going to go ahead and multiply out everything in these brackets here. We're going to have 1 over 4 multiplied by, now e raised to x multiplied by e raised to x is just e raised to 2x. E raised to x multiplied by minus e raised to minus x is just minus 1. And we're just going to have another minus 1 here. Minus e raised to minus x multiplied by minus e raised to minus x is just positive e raised to minus 2x. Now we're just going to have e raised to 2x here, plus 1 again, plus e raised to minus 2x. So we're just going to go ahead and distribute this minus sign to everything inside the brackets there. We're going to have 1 over 4 multiplied by e raised to 2x minus 2 plus e raised to minus 2x minus e raised to minus 2x minus 2 minus e raised to minus 2x. So we have an e raised to 2x here and a minus e raised to 2x here. So that's just 0. And we have an e raised to minus 2x and a minus e raised to minus 2x here. So that's just 0. And minus 2 and minus 2 is minus 4. Minus 4 multiplied by 1 over 4 is just minus 1. Therefore, hyperbolic sine squared of x minus hyperbolic cosine squared of x is equal to minus 1. Got the minus sign here. And that means that we can rewrite this up here as minus 1 all over hyperbolic sine squared of x that is equal to minus hyperbolic cosecant squared of x. And that's the answer to our problem.